really feel-good story, man. I love this story when I first heard about it. A video that became viral. I was at the game, so I go to every Raiders game. I cover the Raiders and Bill Belichick in town. I grew up a New England Patriots fan. I grew up in Connecticut, right? I used to go to Gillette Stadium. And I'm watching this Patriots fan on this video. And this Patriots fan on this video is being harassed, verbally assaulted, not physically, but this woman wearing a Derek Carr jersey, a despicable Raiders fan, is harassing this guy. And I'm just rolling my eyes and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, what happened next? And I'm watching this video. And this guy, Jerry Edmond, who's just taking it, he's like a statue. And his behavior is like a role model. He's just taking it and he's just ignoring her. And I'm like, how is this guy doing this? I felt sorry for him, I think, as many people did. Well, it turns out Kraft hits him up. He's hanging out with Kraft at the Patriots game over the weekend, and the Raiders have hit him up too for tickets and stuff. This is such an awesome story, and I'm so glad Jerry Edmond is joining us right now. Jerry, good to see you. Thanks for coming on, my man. What's this week been like for you?
It's been hectic.
I guess that's one way to describe it, right? All right, so Jerry, let's start from square one. This was your first NFL game, right? Is that correct, watching in person?
Yeah.
Okay, so you live in Connecticut? Is that my understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, so you live in Connecticut. You decide to maybe go out with a friend and catch your New England Patriots play the Raiders. How long have you been a Patriots fan for?
Since I started watching football. So since I was 7.
Oh, so is it fair to say you're a diehard New England Patriots fan? Is that fair to say?
Yep.
All right.
Until I die.
I love that. Okay, so you buy tickets, you're out with your friend, and tell me, at what point does this woman start harassing you? When does that start? At what point of the game did you notice her, and when was she doing this to you?
She kind of started in the beginning of the game, coming up to me, and at first, this is when I didn't even say anything about like Derek Carr or anything like that. I was just cheering for the Patriots, like, let's go Patriots. And she comes up to me saying it's disrespectful for me to cheer in the Raiders stadium for the Patriots. I didn't understand what she was talking about, so I kind of just ignored her. She goes and sits down. Throughout the game, now mind you, the Raiders are handling the Patriots in the first half, so like there wasn't much cheering like against like the Raiders I could do, but I was obviously continuously cheering for the Patriots. She comes up to me sometime again, repeating I'm being disrespectful, blah blah blah. Halftime comes. After halftime, the Patriots start coming back in the game, and most of the time, whenever Derek Carr made like a bad pass or anything like that, I would yell out, "That's the Derek Carr I know."
That's funny. That's true.
And so what happened is that's when she comes up to me saying, "Oh, you're still being disrespectful. You're talking trash about cars, stuff like that." And I was like, I didn't say much besides that, so I don't know why like you're coming at me the way you are. Then her husband wants to chime in, coming up to me face to face, talking about some watch your mouth, everything like that. And honestly, when he first came up to me, I thought he was joking. So I even tried to like reach out, give him a handshake. I thought it was like a friendly like encounter, but obviously he had other intentions. And the only reason why I thought that is because there was other fans in the stadium that were, I guess, having playful banter with me.
Right.
So I thought everything was just fine, everything's good. But obviously he was taking it a different way. And then towards the end of the game, the Patriots go up. I'm cheering some more. That's when she decides to come back over, grab her bag, and then sit down next to me, and then start trying to cheer in my face. And then obviously we all see how the end of the game went. At that point, I was just kind of trying to like process what just happened. So I was just basically ignoring when she was in my face, screaming and doing whatever she was doing.
That video that went viral, did you know that was being recorded at all at the time?
Not at all.
So at what point? Well, let me ask you this before we get back to the video. Was anything said after the game, or did you just go your separate way? Did anything happen after that?
No, my cousin made sure to usher me out the stadium as fast as possible because she wasn't the only Raiders fan in that section that was kind of like, cheering at me and everything like that after the game. But she's the only one that obviously approached me in the way that she did.
Unbelievable. Your cousin's a very smart man. I have to say this before we even get back to the video. I mean, I've been telling people this about you. You should be teaching an anger management class, because to me, the fact that, and I'm so glad you didn't do this, like even giving her a shove or pushing her away, that probably would have been bad for you, and you probably would have been in the right to do that, but you didn't.
Mhm.
How are you able? I'm sure you've been asked this question a lot over the last week. How are you able to control your emotions, not show really any anger, not put your hands on anybody, and handle it the way you did? I mean, how were you able to do that?
Knowing that we were in Vegas, especially since I wasn't home, I didn't want to ruin the trip for me and my friends. I didn't want to ruin the game for anybody else either by causing a big altercation that'll take away from the game. Um, and obviously, in the world that we are, knowing my skin complexion versus hers, especially if it was caught on video or seen anything like that. And I didn't honestly, I didn't know that there was a video, but everybody around us, I didn't want them to turn and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is what's happening," whatever, whatever. Because obviously, no one was reacting to when she was in my face. So it was only God knows what would have happened if I had done anything back.
Jerry, sadly, I tend to agree with you. And I talk about racial issues all the time on this show. And you have appears to be right, a white woman. And in this, even in this era, you see if some people see somebody black put their hands on a white woman, sadly, a lot of racists in this country will immediately defend the white woman, whether she started it first or not. Sadly, I agree with you on that one. Do you feel race was a factor at all with this couple? Did they say anything racially towards you? Do you feel like they might have targeted you because of your skin color?
I mean, there was other Patriots fans in the around us. I don't want to say that they targeted me because of my race. I'm not entirely sure because I don't remember her ever like saying actual racist remarks towards me.
Mhm.
So I'm not fully sure if they targeted me or not, but
Yeah.
they
So
only
you're
bothered me.
understood. So your cousin gets you out of there. There's no physical altercation. Obviously, you guys have to be extremely bummed out. That was a weird way to end the game. When was the first moment you realized that there's a video surfacing online with millions and millions of views that involves you? Like, when was that first moment that you realized, oh my God, I'm in a video that has gone viral?
Tuesday morning, I saw a TikTok about me. It started gaining up views. It had like over like 100,000 views by the time I saw it. And I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, whatever, whatever. I get on my flight. We had a layover in Washington before we reached Connecticut. I land in Washington, and my friend looks at me. He goes, "Oh, you're trending on Reddit." And I go, "Wait, really?" And then I go and read some of the comments there. And then right before we get on the plane, I see Babs on the mic tweet asking to someone find this fan. And that's when I tweet under it saying, "Hi, no, I'm the fan in the video. Like, it's just me." I didn't think that it was gonna go as big as it did. Um, and then once I landed in Connecticut, we had an IG live where I sent him proof. He kind of confirmed that it was me to everyone, and then from there, it just kind of took off.
That is unbelievable. Okay, so who's the first organization that reaches out to you, and who is it? Is it the Patriots or the Raiders? What
Oh,
happens next there?
Patriots. It's the Patriots,
So the
but
Patriots reach out to you. Okay, what happens there?
um, the night I land, I'm watching it slowly gain like hype on Twitter and everything like that. I had gone to sleep. I had gone to sleep. By the time I woke up, it was around like 12 p.m., 1 p.m. And I have three voicemails. One of them was from one of the Patriots representatives. And then the other one was from Robert Kraft himself.
Oh my God. What is that like going? Okay, you've grown up a Patriots fan, right? Since you were 7, I think you said. What is it like to go home and to hear a voicemail from the owner of the Patriots personally to you? What is that like for you?
It was crazy. It was a wild situation. It was like a wild experience.
What did he say in the voicemail, if you don't mind me asking?
He just kind of called me. He said, "Thank you for representing the organization the way you did. You showed it in a very classy manner." And then he invited me, and he gave me 4 club seat tickets to go watch either the Bengals game or next week for the Dolphins game.
So you watched the Bengals game. What was that first interaction when you meet him, Kraft, in person? What is that conversation like?
I was kind of stunned, so like I didn't really know how to react, so I was just kind of like going through the motions.
What does
Um,
he say to you?
he mentioned again how classy I am and everything like that. To thank me again for representing us the way I did. Saying how if he was in the situation, he doesn't even know what he would have done. So he appreciates that I reacted the way I did. Then he handed me the jersey with the customized with my customized name on it, and then on top of that, went over and FaceTime Jay-Z, and I got to have like a 30 to 45 second conversation with Jay-Z.
So you're sitting with Kraft at the Patriots game, and obviously Kraft knows everybody, right? And you're telling me he FaceTime calls his friend Jay-Z, which I would imagine you're a fan of. I'm a fan of. I think everybody's a fan of Jay-Z. And you're just having a conversation with arguably the most successful rapper in the history of rap music and one of the most successful musicians of all time. Like, what is that like for you? I know I asked you what it's like to get a voicemail from the owner of the Patriots. Then he hands you his phone. What is that like when you're having a conversation with Jay-Z? What's going through your mind at that point?
Like, this is unreal.
What does Jay-Z say to you, if you don't mind me asking?
He just he appreciated for me not reacting in ways that others might not have. And just told me to keep being myself and to just, like, I guess, stay humble.
So if I asked you 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and if I said to you, Jerry, you're going to be sitting with the owner of the Patriots, watching the Bengals game with several of your friends. You're going to be talking to Jay-Z. You're going to be a household name, certainly in Patriots land, that's for sure. What would you have said to me?
I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah, I bet not. What are you doing with that jersey?
I'm probably gonna hang it up. I know I'm not wearing it because I don't want to wear it out or anything like that. So I'm probably gonna hang it up, buy like a case for it.
Yeah, that's cool. So you watch the game with your friends. Now, it's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, let's set the record here, that the Raiders reached out to you as well. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, the president of the Raiders reached out to me. They apologized for my experience at the stadium, and they wanted me to be able to go back to the stadium and have a better experience. So then they offered me tickets to the Pro Bowl or any game next year, and so I just chose I'd rather go to the Pro Bowl. And they told me after the holidays they'll reach out.
What do you think about that? I mean, I think obviously very classy what Kraft did, but I think the Raiders reaching out to you is certainly, what would you like to say to the Raiders organization? Because I think that's a pretty classy move that they did as well. I'm
Oh
sure you would
no,
agree.
I want to say thank you. It kind of shows how much, like, when it comes to the owners and everything like that, they actually care about the fans, whether it's theirs or another franchises. They actually care about their experiences in the stadium and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. So, Jerry, there are millions of people now, well, 20 million people that have seen the video, but there are millions of people across the country that felt really bad for you. I'm one of them. When we watched that video, nobody should be treated that way. Now, obviously, good karma turned your way, and I'm very happy for you. But what would you like to say to those millions of people that are like me, that are like, man, I wish that guy didn't have to go through that. I love the way he handled the situation. A lot of people have been pouring out support for you. What would you like to say to them?
I just want to say thank you to everybody throughout all the thousands of mentions, messages, DMs that I've received. I just want to say thank you for everybody. I appreciate everybody's kind words to me. This is probably one of my favorite parts about this even going viral wasn't like a part of meeting Robert Kraft and going to the Patriots game and all that stuff, was just the endless support that I got and reading all those messages. It actually made me feel good, made me feel like I actually made a difference, done something. And so yeah, it's just thank you to everyone.
Couple more quick questions for you, Jerry. I appreciate you coming on. I mean, this goes to a bigger issue, right? I mean, you handled it perfectly. I think everybody, just about everybody, would agree with that. I want to ask you this. Do you want to know who this woman is? Do you want to know who her husband is? And do you think her name should be put out there as an example of what not to do at a football game? Do you think she should be punished at all for the way her and her husband treated you?
Um, Based off the video going viral and everything like that, I assume that she's probably going through enough. Honestly, do I really care to know who the woman is or who her husband is? Not really. It was it was an unfortunate situation that turned into something good. I just hope that after seeing everything like that, that they understand that not everybody would have had the same reaction as me. Not
Yeah.
everybody would allow somebody to like get in their face the way she got into mine and just be able to walk away without saying there was anything that happened.
Jerry, I think you would agree with me. This goes to a bigger issue when it comes to society. You know, people struggle to control their emotions. People do not know how to de-escalate situations. This goes to law enforcement too. I mean, let's be honest here. Police brutality, whether it's law enforcement or people that are in power, it seems like, you know, it's getting worse in society, maybe not better. And there are not a lot of good people like you out there. I mean, I want to get your thoughts on that because, you know, you should be I guess for lack of a better term, the poster child or whatever it is for how to handle a situation like that. But I'm sure you would agree with me. People have died at football games, have gotten into fights. People have been seriously hurt. There are a lot of kids at games, right? I mean, I want to talk about the bigger picture. What do you make of that in this era that we're in, where people, even if you're a professional, they don't de-escalate situations; they just make situations worse.
At the end of the day, whether you're at a sports game, whether you're in another situation where you have to remain your cool, at the end of the day, you just gotta. Nothing's worth losing your life over. Nothing's worth ruining your life over either. Especially being at the sports game that I was, it wasn't worth it me doing anything back and getting arrested and tarnishing my name or ruining the game experience for everybody else. Granted, it was my first NFL experience, but ruining the experience for anybody else as well. It's just at the end of the day, there's bigger things to life than getting those 5 seconds, I guess, of mini satisfaction of retaliating and then having to face those consequences.
Can you imagine? Has this gone through your head? Because you alluded to this a little bit. Can you imagine what would have happened? Not even if you hit this woman, but if you just shoved her, pushed her on her shoulder, hey, get out of my face. Can you imagine, like, if you thought what could have happened next there?
I probably would have gone viral for the opposite reason.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I'm so glad you didn't do that, my man. I really am. I mean, I don't know what you do for a living. You don't have to tell me, but in my opinion, you should be like teaching anger management classes. Has anyone ever said that to you?
Um, People do applaud me for my patience and my ability to just act unfazed in a lot of situations. But for the most part, I am in school to become a pediatric psychiatrist. So
That is so awesome. I could use you, by the way, in a few years. That's for sure. Were you raised this way? I mean, did your family raise you this way? Were you raised by a family that said, "Hey, this is what you do, this is what you don't do"? Because I think a lot of the key to a lot of this stuff is how you're raised.
I was always raised at the end of the day, you don't let anybody like put their hands on you and disrespect you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's if there is a situation where you can be the bigger person, try to be. And that's basically what I did. We're at a sports game. We're all enjoying the game that we love to watch. So
Yeah.
I just chose to be the bigger person in that situation.
And you were. I have to have a little fun with you, Jerry, before I let you go. I've heard these rumblings and rumors that Tom Brady, it might be a Derek Carr, Tom Brady deal, and Tom Brady could be in a Raider uniform. If that is true, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
What are your thoughts on the Patriots? You know, you've been a fan your whole life, and issues with your quarterback, issues with the offense, defense pretty good. What are your thoughts on Patricia? I mean, listen, I'm sure you're a very educated fan. You've been a fan your whole life. What are your thoughts on where the Patriots are at right now? I want to get your thoughts on that.
Um, I feel like it just falls down onto our play calling.
Hmm.
That's essentially what I think our main problem is. Because for the most part, we have a talented defense, and our defense does play motivated at times. As you can see, we're down 17-3 to the Raiders. We're down 22-0 to the Bengals.
Right.
Come back. So our defense is able to give us a spark. It's just our offense needs to hold up on their end as well.
Yeah. I think Tom Brady should reach out to you. I know he's not a Patriot anymore, but that would be cool. Would that like be the icing on the cake for you? Like, who is the one person in Patriotville that either is a current or former player that you would love to meet? I'm just curious.
It would be Brady. It
I
would be.
think I think Kraft could probably make that happen. Did you bring that up to him or no?
I did he talked to me about Brady. But obviously he knew Brady was a busy man, especially with his game coming up the next day. But he did talk to me about Brady.
Well, I hope one day you get to meet him. I'm sure Tom Brady would love to meet you. Jerry, you're awesome, man. I love what you did. I love the way you handled that situation, and I'm so happy for you that you got some good karma going your way, my man. You certainly deserve it. I got to say, I don't know how I would have handled that situation either. Certainly, I wouldn't have handled it as well as you. And you're certainly a role model for certainly for anybody, adults, kids. The way you handle that situation, I applaud you. And I appreciate you coming on, my man. And if you ever do meet Tom Brady, please let us know. I'd love to talk to you about that too.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks so much, Jerry. Appreciate your time. That is Jerry Edmond. What a great story. What a good dude. And what a great story. I got to tell you,